Hello Seekers, you have made it to the Tarot Magicians channel. If you are a subscribed member, then welcome back. And if you're not, consider subscribing to receive more future tarot readings like this one. Today we have a very special reading. We are going to be seeking guidance and advice from God. Alright, now before we get started with our selections, I want to bring to light that I am currently offering private readings. If you're interested in a private reading, please go through my Etsy store. The link will be down below. Alright, so we have 3 groups, and again, this is an urgent message to you from God. I'm going to try and provide guidance and advice from God to you. Alright, so we have 3 doors that God would like for you to pick. All right, so we've got door number 1. We have got door number 2. And we have door number 3. Now please take a moment to make your selections now. Which door would you like to go through? I am going to include the timestamps in the description below. Thank you, Seekers, and see you in your group. Welcome, group number 1, to your reading. This is an urgent message from God to you. Before we get started, I do want to remind you that I am offering private readings at this time. The link is down below if you are interested. All right, so Seekers, in front of you, you have 3 archangels. These archangels have been sent by God to provide you with a very important message. Okay, so each archangel has a very distinct message for you. We're going to go ahead and reveal them, and then we will throw some tarot just to get a little further understanding of God's message for you. So the first oracle card that we're going to reveal is from the Archangel Fire Oracle deck. Let's see which archangel is here to talk to you. Oh, you've got Fuel. All right, this is truly a very powerful archangel. This is the archangel of cleansing. Okay, so the message that this archangel has for you today is allow yourself to be cleansed of all that is no longer serving you in preparation for growth and renewal. If you are contemplating a detox or lifestyle change, this card is validation. You are on the right path. My oh my, beautiful message from this archangel. Let's go ahead and move on to archangel number 2. This is from the Archangel Oracle deck, or Oracle cards, by Diana Cooper. And this archangel's message is, it's Archangel Azrael. It's time. It is time to let go. Prepare for change. Wow. Alright, so these 2 archangels have a very similar message. Let's reveal the 3rd archangel, but first let's reveal what's behind the door that you picked, shall we? Inner power. By your own command, you brought yourself here at this moment in life. You have nothing to fear. Beautiful message. Alright, now this is from the Karma Angel Oracle. Let's go ahead and reveal the 3rd archangel. You've got Nithaya. This is a very powerful archangel who's here to talk to you about solitude and serenity. So this is a poet archangel, and this poet archangel is trying to bring you joy and confidence into your life. There is this sense of revealing hidden mysteries. So there will be mysteries that are going to be revealed to you at the most auspicious time. So this archangel is asking you to be patient and also to bear solitude. There is a sense here of remaining by yourself and not taking any kind of hasty action at this moment. There's secrets that are going to be revealed to you. This card shows that essentially those secrets will help you, and you'll gain clarity from them, which is why this archangel is holding that book, the book of secrets and the book of mysteries. Okay, wow, this is truly, truly, truly very powerful. Now, one thing that this archangel Nihai is also trying to offer you is the ability to see from a deeper place, because the answers are actually within. There's a lot that is inside of you that needs to be revealed. And there's also this sense of just inner power and understanding. You know, whoever picked this group, you are definitely going through a big period, a big transition. And it's going to lead you towards discovering many things about life, discovering many things about yourself. And ultimately, it's going to, in many ways, transform you completely. So this is a very powerful message. Wow. So the fact that the door that you picked is talking about inner power and there being nothing to fear, you are essentially being told here that if you feel like you're in the wrong place, or if you're doing something wrong, it's important for you to try and correct that, because these archangels are here to inform you that you are doing the right thing. These archangels are here to tell you that in many ways, the only thing that you need to let go of is pretty much fear. And also, you need to let go of things that are just not good for you. And I feel that, you know, these archangels are essentially telling you that you know what's good for you. You know what's best for you. And so the fact that this has been revealed, you're being asked to follow that path. And if you follow that path without deviating, you will obtain secrets. You will obtain the mysteries. You will obtain Pandora's box. And you're going to be able to use that power towards something else, towards something greater. And so there is a path that's being asked of you to follow. These archangels want you to start on that path. And I feel that a lot of you already are on that path, which is the next thing. The only thing kind of keeping you back or potentially slowing you down is that internal voice that says you're not going to make it. You're doing the wrong thing. What are you doing? You're not capable of this. You are beneath this. So that voice needs to be silenced, because it is a lying voice. Wow. All right. So we're going to go ahead and do a past, present, future spread now. We're just going to try and reveal as much information about your past, your present, and your future, now that we have this very, very, very powerful message from your archangels. And we're going to use a different tarot deck. We're going to use the Influence of the Angels tarot deck for this reading, okay? It's one of my favorites, but I don't use it often. So let's go ahead, shuffle, and let's do this past, present, future. We're going to ask guidance from God. God, we ask for your mighty presence in this moment. We ask that you come and you highlight the areas that need to be highlighted. We ask that you shine your wonderful, bountiful light towards any shadows that don't want to come, that don't want to be exposed. We ask that you come, God. This is your past. This is your present. This is your future. All right. My, oh my. My, oh my. Okay. So, group number one, you know, these tarot cards are really, really, really showing something truly to behold here. You know, when we look at your past, we see some boredom. We see just this energy of just, you know, suffering. It's like you're unhappy, right? So we have this Four of Cups here. And, you know, this Four of Cups, in many ways, what we're seeing is you just not being able to fully enjoy yourself, not being able to fully comprehend what's going on. Potentially, you know, there's this lackluster energy of, I don't know, I don't have any direction, I'm just kind of existing, I'm just kind of going through the motions here. I don't really truly know what I truly want, right? I don't have the foundations in place. And the fact that you also got this Four of Pentacles in the past, and the fact that it's reversed, tells me that you've come from some very humble beginnings. I don't think that a lot of you had an incredible amount of money or prosperity to say, I can do this, so I'm going to do that. And it's like a lot of the things that you had were things that, well, you needed, right? It's not there weren't any luxuries or anything associated. So it's almost like if you've seen so much, I would say you've seen so much lacklusterness. You've seen so many dreams not being fulfilled with your family or your friends or the place where you came from, that in some ways that kind of brought you down energetically. On a vibrational level, you were surrounded by that kind of energy. So it's like you were in some ways, I want to say humbled by it, but at the same time, it's almost like if the light inside of you was diminished. Right? It's you're told that you can be whatever you want, but then you have to, in some ways, grow up in an environment where there's a lot of dreams that just didn't get fulfilled. A lot of people had to sacrifice a lot just to make ends meet, just to get by. And so, this can also be talking about a lack of foundations, right? So you've had to struggle to build that foundation, to get ahead, to try and reach a place of true mastery in your life. And that has been very, very, very challenging for you. And so you've had to overcome. And, it's definitely, I think, depleted you in many ways, all right? And in your wanting to achieve and you're wanting to actually get ahead, in many ways you have been diminished. It's like your energy, your charisma, your desire, your wants, there's definitely this sense of just fear of going back there, fear of still being stuck in that place. And so, it's like you want to make a move forward, but you're scared that you're going to end up back there. So you're scared of making the wrong decisions. You're scared of essentially, taking a wrong turn and everything just kind of falling apart around you. And that's a fear that will keep you in the same place for an extended period of time. It won't get you moving to where you need to go. And so the fact that this was your past, it's really impacting your present, okay? So in the present, you have the Queen of Wands reversed, and you've got the Page of Swords reversed. And so this is very telling, and I think that there is a dual message here, okay, for certain people. So I feel that the first message here, and again, this is a general reading, so take what resonates. But the first message here is that for some of you, there is potentially an overbearing mother that is really hindering you, right? So we see that with the Queen of Wands here. So this is a woman who is supposed to be a guiding light, a leader, a nurturer, someone who really wants what's best for you. But the fact that it's reversed, what we have essentially is someone that's anything but that, right? They're not a guiding light. They're not a guiding principle. They're pretty much just keeping you down at the same level. And so it's very hard for you to get ahead. It's very hard for you to see anything other than your current situation or your past situation, which I feel for some of you, it still might be a bit harsh. You're definitely not where you want to be at this moment. And so that has left you feeling like you're never going to get there. And so I think that for some of you, just some, there is an overbearing mother, a woman that's very chaotic and wants to somehow keep you there. Doesn't have to be an overbearing mother, but it could be a family member. It could represent just someone around you that's really keeping you down, and so you need to be very aware of this. But also this can just be an aspect of you as well. So that's the second meaning here. So this Queen of Wands can be an aspect of you. The fact that, you are this beautiful, wondrous queen that wants to be in charge, wants to have this fire and this dynamism and this ability to just, govern in just the most powerful of ways, right? Govern your life, just be of service to anything, right? And so the fact that we've got it showing up reversed tells me that your fire, once again, has been quenched. It's like you want to do something, but you just can't get there. All right, you just cannot get there. And the other clue is this Page of Swords reversed. And so the Page of Swords talks about the mind, right? It talks about where you are mentally. And so the fact that it's reversed tells me that in many ways you are not being very good to yourself. You are in some ways telling yourself that you can't do it, or there's problems and there's things to consider, and it's not going to be as easy as you think, and it's not going to, it's almost like this message is keeping you in the same place. It's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy where you're telling yourself that it's difficult, that it can't happen, that it's in some ways going to be very challenging, and so it's becoming true. It is becoming true. The more you believe it, the more you tell yourself this mentally, the more you kind of tap into that Page of Swords energy that says, yeah, you can't do it. And so you kind of stay stuck in the same place. So what this Queen of Swords reverse tells me is that you have great potential inside of you. You have the potential to burst out of whatever limitation. And what this Page of Swords reverse tells me is that currently, one of the reasons why you're not getting there is because your internal voice is one of fear. It's constantly reminding you of what you can't do, of where you came from, of your limitations. For some of you, there is a victim mentality that is just hindering you to the point where you don't do anything because you are expecting for something to really literally fall out of the sky. And it's not going to happen because you have to do your part, right? God will help, God will assist, God will shine the powerful, powerful light. But at the same time, you have to be able to move. You have to be able to get up, stretch, walk in that direction. And when you get to that light, more things will be revealed to you. The hidden mysteries, right? We'll go back to the archangels. Nihai comes with the book of knowledge, the book of mysteries. So many things will be revealed to you, but you must take that first step. You have to take the second step. You have to take the third step. And with every single step, it is going to be challenging. You are going to remind yourself of your limitations, of your fears, of your worries, of your anxieties. That voice is always going to be present. But it's that courageousness of the Queen of Wands that says, I will not be stopped. I will not be in any ways hindered. I will move forward effectively, and I will persevere. And so, in order for you to truly bring this energy of the Queen of Wands out, you have to look at that inner voice. And you have to remember inner power, right? What was behind that door that we opened? Inner power. Be your own command. You brought yourself here at this moment in life. You have nothing to fear. That was the door that you picked. And that is a very powerful, powerful message. Now, let's look at the future. So the future is, my goodness, so beautiful. So you've got here the Fool. You've got the Fool upright, and you've got the Ace of Cups reversed. So we're going to start with the Fool because the Fool takes precedence because it is a major arcana. So there's a major event in your life coming, all right? The fact that you've got this Fool tells me that you are headed towards a new adventure. There's a hero's journey that's going to be started. And so the Fool is the one that brings this. This is the sounding of the horns So with this Fool, what you have is the sounding of the trumpet, right? This is the beginning. This is the very beginning of a journey. This is the journey that's going to lead you towards a very strong, fulfilling future for yourself. And so the Fool, one of the most beautiful characteristics of this Fool is that he is filled with ecstasy. He's filled with happiness, filled with joy. There's this sense of true wonder and power and dynamism and a desire to just explore and see, So as you can see here, the Fool in some ways has turned into an angel. And you see a symbolism of the Holy Spirit there right next to him, right? You see a symbolism of God with that white dove. And so this Fool has turned into an angel-like being, and so now stands above the city, above the people, and can see clearly what's ahead. But at the same time, there's this sense of just having to move past limitations, and we see it reminded here with the Ace of Cups, right? So the Ace of Cups reverse is just kind of telling you that you are going to overcome many of your emotional and mental challenges, right? And the fact that it's reversed tells me that your cup, in some ways, you are going to go through a big cleansing where your cup is going to be emptied and it will be refilled at the right time. That's what the Fool is essentially confirming with us here. But that is essentially what's going to happen for you. There is a strong presence here that tells you you are going to be able to manifest greatness in your life, group number 1. But you have to take that step. You have to move forward. You know what you want to do, but it is time for you to let go and prepare for that change. It's time for you to cleanse yourself, cleanse away the things that aren't helping you. It's also time for you to potentially be alone right now. Solitude is important. And one point I just realized, this archangel Nihai talked about solitude, right? That is what this archangel is presenting you with. You have to be alone for a while. The fact that in the present moment we have these two people showing up, there is definitely the potential for people around you not helping you, okay? People around you keeping you down, people around you lying to you, telling you things that you want to hear, in some ways depleting you of your energies, tempting you to do things that you shouldn't be doing. It's like, when you are around certain people, you do things that you shouldn't be doing. And so it's time to potentially let go. It's time for you to cut those connections off. It's time for you to just move on from that, because there is definitely something truly beautiful and dynamic that's coming. But you need to be careful with these people and these energies that simply are not serving you to your fullest good. So I feel that you know exactly who these people are. That's for those of you that actually have those people. For others, these are aspects of you, right? That internal dialogue that's leading you to that Queen of Wands reversed. All right, so that brings us to the very end of your reading, group number 1. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Just a quick reminder, I am offering private readings at this time. The link is going to be in the description below. Thank you, seekers. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and give me a like as well. Thank you. I love you all. I'm sending you a lot of love. Bye-bye. Welcome, group number 2. Welcome to your reading. Messages from God, guidance, advice. All right, so before we get started, I do want to remind you, seekers, that I'm offering private readings at this time. If you are interested, the link is going to be in the description below. Thank you, seekers. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with this very powerful reading. God messages. So there are 3 archangels that God has sent to deliver a message to you. All right, so we're going to start with the first archangel, and this archangel, this oracle deck, is called the Archangel Fire Oracle. All right, and let's see which archangel we have here. Oh, okay, you've got Archangel Barakiel. My goodness. So this archangel is a very interesting one. This archangel's message to you is, it's time to bring some lightness back into your life and relationships. Put any difficult conversations or decisions aside for a while and enjoy time with your family and loved ones. Wow. Okay, now that is a very specific message from this archangel. Very beautiful one indeed. Let's go ahead and reveal the second archangel. This is from Diana Cooper's Archangel Oracle. Let's see. We have Archangel Raphael. See with enlightened eyes, open to abundance. That is beautiful. See with enlightened eyes, open yourself to abundance. Now, let's reveal the third, and also let's look behind the door. So you picked a very, very beautiful door. So let's go ahead and look behind this door first. 1111, 1111. Numbers in doubles, synchronicity in 2. Don't hold back your love now. Life is meant for you. Wow. So there's a very strong message here that has to do with love and family. But anyways, let's go ahead and reveal the final archangel. This is from the Karma Angel Oracle. Let's take a look. Wow, you've got Archangel Jeliel. My goodness. Okay, so this is a very powerful archangel. Now, this archangel Jeliel, this is the archangel that bestows victory to the vulnerable. Okay, well, this is the card that essentially says, where there is a will, there is a way. And this archangel particularly brings attention to relationships. Okay, so it's a big theme for you here in this reading, relationships. And what this archangel is here to pretty much tell you and to pretty much promise you is that it's going to help you fix the faults and those of others, and you will find harmony. If there is a situation that is broken, this card assures you that you will find a solution. Now, the challenge with this card is to let go of control, even if it leaves you feeling vulnerable. This archangel wants you to let go of control. Now, the lesson that this archangel wants you to learn is that there is a power that protects those who truly love. Wow. My goodness. This is a very powerful message, a message of love, a message of just, peace. There's a strong message here of just connecting with family, connecting with the people that really care about you. For some of you, there is a looming conversation or something that needs to be talked about or expressed. There's definitely some complications, maybe some hidden things with families that unfortunately need to be addressed. But you are being asked to just look away for now. You're being asked to feel the love all around you. In many ways, you're being asked to forgive, and you're being asked to just look at the beauty that's around you now. And so the fact that Jeliel shows up here, Jeliel is telling you that whatever situation you're facing with your relationships, it will be fixed. This relationship will be fixed. So it's not something that you need to truly completely worry about, hold on to resentment. These things are simply not going to help you. You are being asked to just let it go. Very powerful message from the archangels. All right, so let's go ahead and throw some tarot. We're going to use a different tarot deck today. We're going to use the Influence of the Angels tarot. This is one of my favorite tarot decks, but I hardly use it. But we are going to use it today. So let's go ahead and shuffle. We're going to do a past, present, future, and we're going to see what further messages appear, and essentially why is family so important. But anyways, we're just going to see. We're going to let the tarot, we're going to let God bring to light what needs to come to light, and we're going to ask God to assist us and help us and motivate us and to just bring us out of the place that we're in right now. If we're in a dark place, God, use your power, bring your power, be present for us. We ask for your presence here today. For the people watching this, please help us understand, help us gain clarity, help us bring understanding into our lives and the areas that need to be impacted. How will this happen? How will it unfold? God, what is the past for group 2? What is the present for group 2? What is the future for group 2? Okay. All right. So This is truly a very powerful message, and now it's understanding. I understand why, these relationships are just so important, to be quite honest with you. All right, so let's go ahead and take it from the top. We're going to start with the past. All right, so we've got in the past, we've got the Fool and we've got the Eight of Pentacles, and that is a very interesting combination of cards, right? Because in the past, it seems like there is this sense of just ecstasy. With the Fool, that's the key word that's mostly closely tied to this major arcana. It's just ecstasy, right? The Fool wakes up in the morning, they're ecstatic to get started. They want to move forward. There's a sense of dynamism. There's a sense of want and yearning for greater and better things. And so there's also this sunny disposition that nothing can deter. And so it's like they want what's best and they want what's new, and there's blissfulness and there's just newness. And so that newness leads to that kind of ecstasy. And so I feel like for a lot of the people that pick this group in a past position, you were someone that were just very hopeful. You were a very hopeful person, and you wanted that newness. You wanted for new projects, potentially to move out, to experience new things, right? To move away and to just do things on your own, right? You wanted to be independent. So we see that independence further with the Eight of Pentacles. So even though you have this kind of ecstatic kind of energy that said, I want to do everything on my own, and I want to go away, and I want to experience life how I want to experience it, potentially on my own, I'm going to work hard, right? That's what the Eight of Pentacles is talking about. I'm going to work hard, and I'm going to support myself. I'm going to support my projects. I'm going to support all of my ambitions. And so we have this Eight of Pentacles. We have this little cute little angel right there in the corner that's observing her work. So there's just a sense with the Eight of Pentacles of working diligently, carefully, precisely, as to obtain some kind of bounty, or to obtain some kind of richness, right, from it. Now, in a present position, I see that you've made strides. All right, you've got the Four of Pentacles here. Okay. You've got the Four of Pentacles, and so the Four of Pentacles tells you that you have the foundation for greatness, for happiness, for joy, for contentment. You have a very solid foundation. So financially, I think that you're headed in the right direction. For some of you, financially, you are stable. You are okay. You can just move around however you like. There's a sense of just stability with you. And I think that comes from your work ethic, right? Eight of Pentacles. You are someone that has a very good work ethic. And you want for new experiences to be grounded in reality. And so that is a very powerful thing to have as a person, because, if you're just constantly in this full energy, which is just up in the air, blissful, right? And you have nothing grounding you, then essentially it can lead you to ruin. But you are a very well-balanced individual in that you have this Eight of Pentacles that grounds you. And even though, you're working hard and diligently, you have that vision. You know what you want. You know where you're going to go. You know what that work is going to essentially bring you. And so you kind of work and you act as if I'm already experiencing this. I'm living this. I am going to have what I want. And so with people like that, it's only a matter of time before you truly manifest everything that you want. And so, man, this Four of Pentacles just comes in and tells you, look, you are in a good place right now. Okay, these two cards right here, Four of Pentacles, Two of Swords, this is your current energy. And you are just in a good place right now, to be quite honest with you, group number 2. But there is the Two of Swords reversed. And so this is where things start, getting a little gloomy, and then potentially it's going to require some calibration, right? So let's talk about this. So you've got the Two of Swords, and it came out reversed, right? So the Two of Swords, if we look at the card and we examine it closely, it's the card of decisions. It's the card of decision making. It's a strategist trying to decide what is my next move. And so this strategist has the power to do whatever they want, right? They have the power in both hands. They can remove those blindfolds at any time. but they choose not to. And so there's something to be said about that. There's a choice there to not see clearly, even though they have the power to do whatever they desire in both their hands. The fact that it's reversed tells me that there's a lack of decision making, or there might have been a decision that you made that potentially hasn't yielded what you wanted it to yield, or it will not yield what you think it's going to yield. And so it's important for you to just recalibrate and think of the decision that you've made right now, presently. And this decision might actually hinder you in the future. It might actually affect you in the future. And so, we go right back, right, to the messages of the archangels. The archangels were really focusing on relationships, right? Barakiel, focusing on your relationships. There's a problem looming. Yes, there might be some drama with your loved ones, with your relationships, but you know what? Now is not the time to really dissect this or just bring it all out into the open as to create more drama. Now is the time to potentially forgive and maybe go through a period of healing and go through a period of just opening up and being kind and being loving to these people. And you're going to receive that right back. And so that message moves over to the message of Jeliel, which is also telling you about, it's also talking about relationships, right? So I think that a lot of you have made the wrong decision when it comes to a relationship. And this could be with your family, could be with friends, could be with a lover. Ultimately, for some of you, it's one or the other. There's definitely different messages and meanings here. Obviously, this is a general reading, so take what resonates, but it has to do with someone. And the clue is in the future. So in the future, we have two male figures here, okay? We have two male figures. We have the Knight of Pentacles, and we've got the Knight of Swords, and they're both reversed. These look like brothers. These look like people who are potentially, family. These look like potentially, friends. These look like boyfriends. Could be girlfriends, obviously. We don't want to assign genders, but these people are in many ways going to potentially be a big part of your life. And the reason why they're reversed, and the reason why the archangels are telling you to maybe reconsider forgiving and maybe opening up a little bit more, is because maybe you've shunned them, right? Maybe you've convinced yourself that these people are somehow not good for you. You've been treating them a certain way because maybe there is a little bit of drama, or there's something that you disliked, but it almost seems like it's not as big as potentially you're making it out to be. And so the fact that they're showing up in the future tells me that these people are in some ways essential in your life. They're going to be essential in some way. They're going to be involved in your future. And I think that your future will be much better with them a part of it than not a part of it, right? So it's like you're being tasked here with fixing this relationship, these relationships, I feel, with these Two of Swords. And so, I feel like with the main energy of Jeliel here, with this archangel, the fact that we have this message of just embracing other people and seeing their value and seeing their beauty is important. And the fact that this archangel is telling you, I will help heal these problems. I will bring guidance. I will bring light. There is no wound too big. It will be healed, right? So very interesting here with Jeliel. Now, one archangel that I haven't talked a lot about is Archangel Raphael. And Raphael is asking you to see with enlightened eyes and open yourself to abundance. And so here's the interesting part. It's right above the Two of Swords. Do you see the kind of the irony here? So we have here a representation of you not truly completely seeing, right, with your eyes, because they're blindfolded. And then we have here Archangel Raphael stepping in and asking you to see with enlightened eyes, right? So it's like you're being told, like, you might be blindfolded and you might not be seeing things very clearly So you are being tasked with seeing seeing the outcome, seeing what might how these people might be important, and really taking it into consideration, right? So also we look at the aspects of these people. The Knight of Pentacles is associated with abundance and tangible assets, right? The Knight of Swords is associated with the mind, and the fact that it's reversed, maybe we can be talking about guilt or mental torment, right? So be very careful, with the decisions that you make and the people that you are in some ways distancing yourselves from, because there could be some importance there, some deeper importance that we just haven't talked about or uncovered fully. So interesting. And the fact that you've got 1111, I want to talk about this message here with the 1111. 1111 is very powerful because those are angel numbers that pretty much tell you that you are manifesting something truly dynamic right now. You are manifesting greatness, right? And so we see that, right? You are a manifester in every way. You are a very balanced individual. You have that full energy, which is filled with ecstasy and dynamism, and is constantly in the air looking for what is the next thing that I can get involved in so that I can just fly and be free and have that almost ecstatic energy, right? And then at the same time, you are wise enough to say, but I'm going to ground myself, and I'm going to know when it's time to come down from that flight, and I'm going to put in the necessary work. And so that balancing message right there tells me that in some ways you are in a place where you're going to start seeing things unfold in your life. You're going to start manifesting things in a very dynamic kind of way, whether it be money, whether it be in your career, whether it be in your relationships. You're going to start seeing dynamic, big changes. And so, God is trying to tell you that these relationships right here are important for whatever reason, right? Your family, your friends, the people around you. And I feel like a lot of you at this point already know who I'm talking about, because there is definitely some drama. And so you know what that drama looks like. So at this point, you pretty much already know what God is trying to highlight, right? So it's almost like God is telling you, as you progress, as you move forward through this life, as you experience success, do not forget the people that are around you, the people that have seen you get to that place, the people that potentially have helped you get to that place. Don't forget about them, and also understand that they themselves are also going to be a big part of your future in a very, very kind of dynamic way. They will be present. Even if they're not present, they will be present, because we do have this Knight of Swords that talks about mental torment and anguish. So be very careful with how you treat certain people, because it's like at some point you might need them. And when I say need, I just mean like, just a brotherly connection, or a fatherly connection, or a friend that truly understands and can really just give you that advice that you just need at that time, or give you that push that you need, or just someone who knows you and understands you, right? We all need that connection. And so I feel like a lot of you, potentially, in your quest for glory, you've been cutting off way too many people. And that's very simple to do, because people, they do tend to hold you back, right? Their needs and their wants and their desires, they do tend to kind of hold you back and keep you at a certain place. But I feel that maybe potentially you've cut off way too many, and it's time to start allowing people in. All right? So group number 2, that is what I see here. Thank you so much for watching. Quick reminder, I am offering private readings at this time. So if you're interested in a private reading with me, the link is going to be in the description below. You do have to go through my Etsy store in order to place those private readings. So go ahead and go to my Etsy store if you're interested. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Seekers, for your love. I want to hear from you. Comment down below. Let me know what this drama is, what's going on with your family. It's interesting to me to hear just how this reading resonated with you. Thank you once again. Sending you a lot of love, light. Bye-bye. Welcome, group number 3, to today's Pick a Card Tarot reading, where we will try and connect with God to provide you with a very powerful message, an urgent message from God to you. So in front of you, we have 3 oracle cards. These are Archangel oracle cards, and these archangels are here to deliver a message to you. All right. Now, before we get started, I do want to remind you, seekers, that I am offering private readings at this time. The link is going to be in the description below if you are interested. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's reveal the very first archangel. This oracle card is from the Archangel Fire Oracle, and we have here, oh wow, Sakiel. This one is one of my favorite archangels. As you can see, this archangel is holding some tarot cards in her hand. So this is a very interesting archangel, and the message is very powerful. You are being asked and you are being told that true wealth lies within. It is time to place more value on yourself so you can be generous without feeling drained. Very powerful message from this archangel. All right, so let's go ahead and reveal another archangel from Diana Cooper's oracle cards. We have Archangel Feliae. Wow. Honor animals, communicate with different species. Interesting. All right, let's go ahead and reveal the third archangel. But before we do that, let's open up this door. Let's walk down this path. It's not really a door, but a path, right, that you picked. Let's see what's behind it. Silent skill. I challenge you to unpack your mind in meditation's grace. The soul can unwind. Interesting. All right. And then this is the Karma Angel Oracle. Let's see what this archangel is here to reveal to you. We've got Archangel Metatron. Now this archangel, the name of this archangel is very well known. This is the archangel of trials and tribulations. Metatron is called the youth and the Sohar, and is often associated with the stories of ascension and transformation. So, in a reading just like this one, this card brings the challenges of making a change in your life, and the assurance that these changes will eventually, or are eventually, going to be rewarded. So Metatron is challenging you to take a leap into the unknown. And the lesson that this archangel would like for you to learn is that angels will bear us up when we have faith. Wow. So, this is a very powerful message from that archangel. And, I feel like maybe potentially a lot of you picked this group because these archangels are just, they're providing messages that are very far reaching, right? So we start with Sakiel, that's telling you to not be fearful and to learn how to value yourself. So definitely, I feel like some of you are undervaluing your services. You're undervaluing what you are essentially doing. I think that you're not really putting a lot of value into what you've done. There's a sense here from God that, hey, you are very important, and what you do and what you've done is very important. So this can be just helping other people find direction in their lives, being a shoulder to cry on, just being there for someone. Maybe you view that as insignificant and something that you must do, but it's not. This is definitely something that's very powerful. The ability to really just help someone find or correct a certain kind of behavior. This is power. This is true magic. This is mastery. And so I think that a lot of you have been depleted. You don't even know why you've been depleted, and it's because you've given so much to so many people. And I think that some of you you feel like you should have more energy, or you should have more at this time, and you don't, because essentially you haven't valued your work. You haven't valued who you are at this moment. So that is a very important message. And then we move to this Archangel Feliae, and this is very interesting because this archangel is asking you to honor animals. And that, I feel, is very interesting. I feel that what this card is essentially telling you is that there are going to be messages that will be sent to you. And so there might be some animals that are going to be showing up. And every time you see one of those animals, whether it be a squirrel, a bunny, a little mouse, a little lizard, it's important for you to look up the significance and the meaning of these animals spiritually, because there's a message there possibly for that day that this archangel is going to be trying to send you, because you are going to be working with this archangel. Now, communicate with different species just kind of talks about exactly what I just said, but also you are being asked to potentially, if you right now at this moment in time can afford to have a pet, this is something that's going to bring you a lot of just happiness and joy, and it will allow you to somehow de-stress, help with your anxiety levels, help with potentially even depression, if that is definitely something. I mean, having an animal, having a pet is extremely therapeutic, right? So of course there's the challenges, there's the cleaning up after them, there's all these things that come with it, but at the same time, the benefits of having an animal, it's just very, very precious, right? And so you are being asked to in some ways utilize that healing ability that having an animal really brings. And then we close it off with Metatron, which is a very powerful archangel, one of the most powerful ones. And so this archangel Metatron is in many ways trying to tell you that there is something new coming into your life, something truly powerful and dynamic, but it will not come and it will not manifest if you don't have faith. You have to have faith in the unknown. You have to have faith in God. You have to be willing to know that, hey, I'm going to take a leap forward. I'm going to risk everything. I'm going to put everything on the line. And you have to know that everything is going to work out in your favor at the end. You have to know that there is this presence from God that's going to lift you up. And if God needs to send the archangels of power to help you and assist you, it will happen. And you have to believe it with all your heart that it will happen. So faith and the belief in this supernatural dynamic energy is very important for you at this time. All right, now there's another challenge. So you're being challenged here. All right, Metatron is challenging you. The door that you picked is challenging you. So there's challenges here. So I challenge you to unpack your mind in meditation, right? So it's like, I think that for a lot of you, you don't believe, right? Maybe you're watching this and it's like, oh, whatever, it's just for fun, right? Let's see what this crazy guy's got to say today. And so there's this lack of belief. There's this lack of true surrender into something greater. And so the only thing that will do, unfortunately, is it will lead you down this path of sadness. It might lead you down this path of depression. It might lead you down this path of anxiety. Potentially just, you'll seek to fill that void with people, right? And you'll give and give and give and give to people, and you will always be left depleted, because unfortunately, I'm not happy that things are this way, but unfortunately, people will deplete you. If all you do is give, it's going to be impossible for you to receive to the extent that you give. The only powerful supernatural being that is willing to recharge you and give you everything that you need, the motivation, the prowess, the skill, the stamina, the ability, the vitality to move forward, is God. Is that supernatural being that's always watching and observing. There's a destiny there. There's this cosmic divine order in your life. And so I think that for some of you that pick this group, there's a lack thereof, or potentially, whenever things get a little too harsh or too chaotic, you start questioning. It's like, well, why does a child need to die if God exists? Well, why do bad things happen if these things have to? Why do we live in this world? It's like, I think that for some of you, there's a lot of questions. Your mind gets in the way of it. And so there's a tendency to not see the miracle that is in front of you. There's a tendency to not see the beauty of nature, the beauty of the creation. Everything is beautiful. Everything is a miracle. But you don't see it. To you, it's just like whatever. So for some of you, I don't want to say all of you, but for some of you. And so that is why we are seeing this reading. That's why we've got these three archangels here to kind of remind you of this. So let's go ahead and throw some tarot. And we're going to start with the influence of the angels tarot. This is a tarot deck that I loved using, but I never really used. So we're going to use it today. It is on theme. So let's go ahead and shuffle. We're going to do a past, present, future spread, and we're just going to see what God reveals to us here today. Okay, we're going to see what message God wants to provide you with, what is coming for you. So we ask you, God, to come. We ask for you to help. We ask for you to give guidance, advice to group number 3. We ask for your powerful presence at this time. We ask that you speak to us, Father. We ask that you speak to us. This is your past. This is your present. And this is your future. Okay. So, interesting energies here. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. All right. So, let's start with obviously the past, and let's talk about what's going on here. Boy. So, I feel like a lot of you have been taken advantage of. Okay. A lot of you have been taken advantage. So now it's understandable why some of you lack that faith, why it's hard for you to connect with God and for you to really understand that there's something greater out there. I think that some of you have felt abandoned. And this is definitely something that is very difficult to heal from, right? Abandonment is something that unfortunately will leave its mark. And I think that a few of you maybe believe that you've been abandoned, or not believe, but you actually were abandoned. And so what it did was it led potentially for people to take advantage of you. It led to an energy of depression, an energy of just, feeling completely and utterly depleted. Possibly, other people came and, mistreated you, did bad things. And so that's why we've got this Page of Wands reversed, right? When you were supposed to be encouraged, when you were supposed to be uplifted, when you were supposed to be motivated, you were anything but. And so that created this atmosphere of just ever moving, ever changing, potentially, moving from place to place, or potentially just, going and shifting. I feel that for some of you, this might have looked like moving a lot when you were younger. Also, this could just very much, this death card here, could just be talking about the inability to remain as far as, energetically in one place so that you can gain some kind of footing or build some kind of foundation. It almost feels like whenever you would build something, whenever something would be established, it was broken down and you had to start all over again. And so that was very traumatizing. It really did a lot to you energetically. So we move on to the present. We've got here 2 interesting cards, the Page of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. And so this is a very, very kind of strange energy here, I gotta be honest with you. So what I feel that this is telling us, and there's a dual, possibly triple meaning here. So take what resonates, right? Leave the rest. But what I feel is that there is this sense of finding love and finding a sense of purpose, right? And finding that emotional connection to source. That's why we've got this Page of Cups, right? So for a lot of you, it's like you've forgiven, you've forgotten, you've done the work, you've moved past any kind of limitation, and so emotionally you're doing okay, or at the very least you're trying very hard to do well, right? Which is why you've got this Page of Cups. So I think that a lot of you are definitely doing the work, doing the things necessary. Now it's interesting that the Page of Cups is right underneath Archangel Felial, right? Which is telling you to honor animals, communicate with different species. It's almost like you're being asked to receive some healing energies from animals around you, which is something that I find very interesting with that card, because it's not something that I talk about a lot, but this archangel definitely wants to bring to light that this is going to be important for you. Now we've got this energy here of this Knight of Pentacles. Now I feel that for some of you this might be a person currently that is depleting you, maybe depleting your resources, but if that is the case, you understand exactly what's going on with this person, and you might just have to walk away from this. And another funny thing to this is that it's right underneath Archangel Sakiel. All right. So this person that is potentially depleting you of your resources is right underneath the archangel that's telling you to stop letting people deplete you of your resources. So, it's almost like a direct message and connection. Stop letting these people take advantage of you. Stop letting these people use you, right? So this is a young man. It's showing up as a young man. But obviously, I don't want to attach any genders to these to people. So this is a young person, right? Showing up as this Knight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles is someone who's taking from your resources, taking your potentially taking advantage of you on a physical level, right? This is a person that wants more and more and more of a physical thing than anything else, right? So this can be, for some of you, this can look like a boyfriend or girlfriend. Again, I don't want to attach any genders, but this is a person that you're in a relationship with that is potentially just with you because they want something physical. They just want to maybe extract as much value from you as possible. Emotionally, they might not be as available as you would want them to be. And so it's very important for you to realize what's going on here and the fact that they are depleting you. And so we've got an archangel here that is literally bringing to light this energy that's around you. And it's important for you to address this, right? And the reason why it's so important for you to address this is because if you don't stop giving your energy like the way that you're giving it, it will lead you to what we're seeing here. So it's almost like it's important for you to start depending more on the energy of God. Start depending more on something truly greater than yourself. And I think that one of the things that the archangels are trying to do is they're trying to give you a little bit of a hint. It's like, listen, if you need to break up with someone, if you need to let go of someone, right? It's important for you to do that quickly, and it's understandable that it's going to be difficult, that you're going to feel lonely, and that is why you should maybe potentially get a pet, right? So that you don't feel that loneliness, and you have at least those two little eyeballs there that look back at you, right? And can appreciate you for who you are. At least for the time being, as you go through that transition. That message is for a minority of you. Obviously, take what resonates, leave the rest, but it is pretty profound here. And then what I am ultimately seeing is that you have to start valuing yourself in just a very dynamic way. You have to start valuing who you are. You have to start believing more. It's important for you to have more, faith in your abilities, faith in what you've accomplished and what you will accomplish, which I see as great. Now, in the future, there is a bit of a warning. You've got the devil and you've got the Three of Swords. And so the devil shows up to tell you that stay away from any kind of bondage. So this is the card of staying with someone who you know is harmful to you just because there's a need for you to have that person there. Just because there's a need for you to be with someone. Just because, I don't want to be alone. I don't want to tell people I'm single. I don't want to have to confront the reality that I am alone in the world. So I'm going to keep this parasitic kind of energy around because I need to fill a physical, emotional need. And so what this card is telling you is that you need to end that right now because it will become a big problem in the future. And the only way, I feel like for some of you, this is because of heartbreak, right? So in the future, we've got overcoming heartbreak. The fact that you've got the Three of Swords talks about heartbreak. It talks about matters of the heart, going through sorrow, going through, this sense of just dread, right? The fact that it's reversed tells me that maybe there's some advancement in that area. There's progress in that area. So I do feel that for a lot of you, there is heartbreak. Okay, there's still things from the past that potentially you don't truly or fully see just yet, right? But there are traumas from your childhood that have now molded you into who you are today. And the person that you are today, potentially, what I feel with some of you, again, take what resonates, leave the rest. What I feel that the person that you are today is doing is you're giving yourself to people that really will never value you and are just there to take from you. And you're willing to get to have that trade-off. You're willing to give, you're willing to give. as long as you can just maybe receive just a small fraction of what they have to offer, which is very, very menial, very non-important. And I feel like, for some of you, that faith that God is asking you to have, it's faith in yourself as well. It's faith in who you are. It's faith in what you will accomplish in your life. It's faith that if you start a project, or if you start in some kind of venture, you will see the end of it successfully. Have faith in yourself. Have faith in your abilities. You are more powerful than you can possibly imagine. And so there are challenges here. One thing to understand here, group 3, these archangels are challenging you, okay, for change. These archangels are in your face challenging you, okay? They're demanding something. They're saying, hey, we need you to go ahead and do this. And so for some of you, it's unpacking things that need to be unpacked, letting go of excess. This could be a complete lifestyle change, cutting off these people, but at the same time changing your lifestyle, as in maybe potentially doing more exercise, worrying about you, eating the right foods, losing that extra weight, having a better attitude about life. And so it really is a different kind of message for different people. I think that a lot of people pick this group because I do see a lot of possibility here. But there are unhealthy attachments that you need to get rid of, right? And again, it leads from the unstable environment that you had as a child. You had a very unstable childhood. And so now as an adult, unfortunately, there are very bad attachments, potentially attachments to food, attachments to addictions, attachments to, alcohol, attachments to drugs. It's different for different people, attachments to people. And so these attachments, these ensnarements will keep you in a certain place. And so you are being challenged by these archangels. You're being challenged by God to move past these limitations, to see how they're affecting you, and to ultimately make the right decisions. It's not going to be easy, but have faith in your abilities. Have faith that you will persevere, and have faith, just like Metatron says, if you have faith, then God will show its power to you. If you have faith, then God will manifest greatness in your life. But you have to have faith. All right, so that was your reading, group number 3. Thank you for watching. I hope that it was a reading that gave you guidance. So thank you for watching. Closing message, I'm offering private readings. If you're interested in a private reading, the link is down below. You'd have to go through my Etsy store if you'd like to place that order. I want to thank you, seekers, for supporting me, for your love. Thank you for the comments. Comment down below, let me know what you thought about this reading. I want to hear from you. I respond to every single comment, so if you write, I will respond. So please do that. Thank you once again. Bye-bye.